Last night, another school board in California voted to approve a policy to notify parents if their child identifies as a gender other than that which matches their biology. The Board of Education for Murrieta Valley Unified School District in California voted 3-2 to approve that policy based on the one that was adopted last month by the Chino Valley Unified School District. And here to tell us more about it is one of those board members himself there at the Murrieta School Board. He's the trustee, Nick Pardue, who was one of the three who voted for the policy last night. Trustee Pardue, welcome to Washington Watch. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's our pleasure indeed. Let's just begin starting off by sharing what led you and the school board there to yesterday's vote. What were the circumstances that brought you to this point?
Well, I think the main thing is a concern of the parents in our community and really across California about what's happening inside the classroom. And we've had I've been reached out by counselors and some staff members as well as parents that were just concerned that there was a lack of transparency about what was going on with individual students, with their own students. And even since the vote, I've had quite a few emails thanking me for the board doing what we're doing and being a strong voice for reestablishing a relationship between the teachers and the parents in our community.
Well, we've had some of the folks from the Chino Valley School District join us on Washington Watch as well. And man, the pressure that they have been under, the threats, both from the government, the governor there, and as well as just threats. It takes courage to do what you and the others did last night. And so hats off to you. Thank you. I want you to know you're not just standing for the parents there in Murrieta, California, but across the country. You're taking a bold stance, and you're to be commended for that. What were some of the remarks that you heard during the public comment period that stuck out to you the most?
Oh, well, all the remarks were pretty powerful, but one of the things that stood out to me, and I mentioned it in my comment, was a detransitioned student. It was Chloe Cole, I think it was her name.
Chloe Cole, yes, that's right.
She had said, asked, where are the adults? And that was something that really stuck in my heart, because we all know that teenagers make bad choices, and it is up to us as adults and to really help them make better choices. And teenagers are notorious for making bad decisions. And I think having the guidance of parents is important. And one of the things that was really evident was critics kind of assume, especially Christian, the anti-Christian rhetoric is really intense, but they assume that Christian parents aren't going to love their children if they're struggling with gender identities issues. And they talk about the suicide rates. But in my humble opinion, having a good, strong relationship with your parents is really the step towards making sure that the children are safe. And I think knowing that they're getting a loving response from their parents is really a game changer. And having those strong relationships is really important for all teenagers. And maybe it just becomes a wake-up call and an opportunity for that family to grow.
Great point. All right, well, tell us more about the policy itself that was adopted. What does it do?
Right. So if a student decides they want to change their name officially, the school needs to notify their parents. If they decide to use a different gender bathroom or participate in a different team, then that would make the school responsible to notify the parent just in case they didn't know. Most of the time with high school kids, the parents already know. They're pretty aware. I think this policy is especially helpful for the younger kids who start dabbling with this. And that's become a fad and a little bit more of more popular. And I think it's because there are some activist teachers that push this agenda. And, kids really can develop a good bond with their teacher. And if they know that that's what the teacher's kind of looking for, they might move in that direction. And so I think it's important that there was a Chico case, Chico Unified case, where a parent was concerned. We've had a number of parents that I've talked to. One student in particular said they didn't want to go to junior high because they were worried about the pressures of some of the gender issues that are happening on campus. So I think it's important that there's some dialogue and there's a little bit more understanding between both the teachers and parents, and that we make sure that kids who are thinking about it are identified so that the parents can intervene.
Absolutely. Well, no one loves children like a parent does. Always has been that way, always will be that way, and government simply cannot fill the gap of a parent. So I know we need to transition on. I've got another guest I want to get to, but when you consider all the other things that parents are notified about, what you have just put forth is just common sense, isn't it? I mean, just letting the parents know.
Yeah, I'm really expecting the parents in California to start waking up, and I really think the voters, I'm hopeful, are too. I fully expect to see more school districts following suit and following our lead, or actually, I should say Chino Hill's lead. Sonia's done a great job there. And I think it's a mistake for the state of California to be attacking parental rights. Those are strong constitutional rights. And I think more people need to stand up for their rights in California. And I'm hopeful that's what happens.
Well, thank you, Board Trustee Nick Pardue, for joining us, and you and Sonia and a host of others there. You're standing strong, you're standing firm, and we're deeply grateful. Thank you for joining me this evening on Washington Watch.